Hey guys, welcome to the Cosmic Panel, where today we're going to be talking about Lazarus Planet on Cosmic Calamities. Yes, that is the new name of the series. We thought that since events typically end in the world being threatened or about to be destroyed, Cosmic Calamities is a fitting name for retrospectives on events that have transpired. So if you guys like this, definitely keep tuned for the Avengers retrospective and a couple of older events that we're going to be doing eventually. Today, let's talk about Lazarus Planet. Um, it was 7 issues. It went Alpha, Assault on Krypton, Dark Fate, Legends Reborn, Next Evolution, Omega, and then we're getting the new series, which is not directly connected to the book. We also have Batman v Superman, Batman v Robin number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And of course, the Batman v Robin series builds up into this
yeah,
event, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like the first 4 issues were leading into this event, and then the climax of that series led to this, and then they took a break, and then issue 5 closes it out. And apparently they're starting a new Shazam and Wonder Woman crossover series called Lazarus Planet. We were once gods. We once were gods. And that's going to be about like Shazam the Wizard and Hera working together to kill Wonder Woman and Billy.
Okay.
Which is kind of wild. I'm pretty sure that Shazam is like angry because Billy took his place in the Rock of Eternity and like took his power. So it's like he's like, and now I'm gonna kill you.
Very cool.
So, but that's gonna be like 4 issues, I think that series specifically. So it's not gonna be like a short book.
Yeah. This event was interesting because, from a perspective of someone who usually reads Marvel events, getting into a DC event I found a little difficult, especially because of how they formatted this. There's obviously the Alpha, which also, by the way, they sort of stole that terminology from Marvel. I thought maybe they would try and come up with something different, but they're doing the Alpha Omega terminology, but then in between it, they just had a bunch of one-shots instead of like one title I could follow.
Yeah.
What I like about some of the bigger events is that, like Empire, like it's just numbered 1 through 7 or whatever, but it all has the title. It's not like, obviously there's still tie-ins, but like the main storyline is one through line, one straight series. So this was a little difficult to follow, and as a result, I didn't know what to pick up, because I was new to, I guess, the event, and so I ended up just reading the Alpha Omega and then Batman v Robin 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very interesting format, and really not much of a jump from Alpha to Omega.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to discuss the Alpha and Omega and Batman v Robin as like its own little thing. So, what do you think about that story?
It was a cool concept. I love the supernatural corner of DC, like that's my shit. So it was really cool to see all those characters in action. I think kind of though, once you have Spectre back into the fray, it's sort of over.
Yeah.
Which,
As soon as he came back and was like, "I'm repowered," it's like, well, this event is done.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of silly, but it was a cool concept of an event. I don't think a ton really happened.
Yeah, not really.
The biggest plot point is that Del Neza took over Batman's body, which I thought was kind of the more interesting story.
It didn't even last that long either.
Yeah, but the BVR issue I thought was very cool. Kind of detached from the Lazarus Planet event.
Yeah.
I like that Monkey Prince is heavily involved. And I like the We Are Batman, conclusion. I think that's a very, it's a little corny, but it's
We Are Batman and Robin.
A cool. Well, everyone's saying We Are Batman to get the life force back into him.
Goku moment. Everyone, give me your energy so I can form the spirit bomb.
Yeah. So it was a little corny, but I thought it was a nice way to bring him back to life.
What if everyone in the city was just like, "Nah, we're good."
Yeah, right,
I don't
exactly.
feel like it.
Yeah. I don't want to give up my life force. Fuck out of here. Like, I'm not doing that.
Bro, Gotham has already taken enough from me. Fuck Gotham.
Yeah, literally.
No one wants to live in Gotham.
Yeah. It's probably not great for me to say it from a mostly Marvel reader perspective, but it didn't feel like a ton happened this event.
No.
Obviously, Batman was brought back to life. Like, nobody really died. Black Alice is
Dead.
still. Well,
Or-
what is she?
I don't know, man.
Where is she at? No, because she
was like walking at the end of like Omega.
Yeah, she was just walking, and then she had like green eyes, so maybe she absorbed all the Lazarus energy or something.
Maybe that would be more interesting.
But where is she?
Yeah.
She was sort of just walking and then looked at us, and I was like, all right.
The thing that I'm kind of angry about is that this feels like it kind of skipped a lot of Robin's arc that Joshua Williamson built up in the solo series, because the thing is with that run was that it was about Robin learning to become his own person outside of his family and learning to basically realize that he doesn't need anyone else to feel warranted or feel needed.
Right. And I liked his dynamic with Batman, and I like how he was willing to sacrifice him at first. I think that's like, cool character development, but yeah, obviously was very much focused on a threat that was much larger than Robin could even handle.
Yeah.
I like the power swapping thing. That was kind of cheeky. And only when he had the eye beams was he like, maybe gonna stand a chance against Devil Meza.
Yeah, it was a book that felt very Robin feels very rushed, because the end of that Joshua Williamson run had him being like, I'm gonna take care of this island, I'm gonna help these people that are here, and we're going to live our lives separate from Talia and Bruce. And then we jump to this event, and it's like, Dad, I need you again.
Time to save. Yeah, exactly.
Please save me. Please. And then immediately at the end, he's like, you know what? Fuck everyone on the island. I'm going back to Gotham.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
that kind of
I guess fuck everyone else.
So yeah, I mean, why would they throw away that Robin plot like that? I mean,
It's just annoying. It feels very like, I like Mark Waid, don't get me wrong, and I love the Batman Superman book, World's Finest, because Devil Meza came from that, and they brought it over, and I guess they saw how popular that book was and was like, let's give it an event. But it feels very ham-fisted, especially because it interrupted so many other books, and some of the one-shots didn't even lead to anything interesting. Also, I need to correct myself a little bit. Earlier I said We Were Once Gods was the new continuing series. It's not. It's a one-shot that talks about how Shazam gets his new powers. The Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods is the new series.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, they both had the word gods in them, so my brain was
they
like...
both had Shazam, so I thought that was the same shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's going to be a 4-issue. At least 4 issues have been announced. I think it's probably going to be 6. But either way, apparently it's keeping up the Lazarus Planet naming, so... I guess okay. I'll
Also,
read that. I guess.
Also very odd, but I think that there's probably almost more to talk about with the epilogue of this story than there was during the shit.
Yeah.
Because during the shit, it's just like, Lazarus storm everywhere. Look out.
Yeah. Oh no, it's causing different things. Oh.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go over some of the one shots because Elias didn't really read a lot of them, because I told him that they weren't really important. And they honestly were not. To the main story, they were very, very much throwaway stories that you could have picked up and read at your leisure. Some of them weren't even good.
All I care about is the one that has Doom Patrol in it.
Yeah, that was like one of the best ones.
I want the new Doom Patrol series. Where is it at?
Yeah, that was one of the better ones. But I wanted to start at Lazarus Planet, Assault on Krypton. This was I believe the first one that released, and it was about John Kent getting electric powers. I'm going to tell you straight up, in this issue, he does not get electric powers. He sneezes once and shoots like maybe like a bolt of electricity, and then they just don't ever. So that costume on the front, yeah, that's clickbait as fuck. Um,
Damn.
and in the current new Adventures of John Kent book, he is feeling some of the after effects, but he still hasn't activated the new powers.
Uh-huh.
So it's like it's going to happen eventually, but it's not even going to happen in the one shot that they pitched it in.
Damn.
So yeah, doesn't have electric powers as of right now. But yeah, it was funny because he was dealing with this other guy named Ash that got fire powers during the Lazarus Planet. And when I say this man had more chemistry with Ash than his own boyfriend, like Ash was this, it was almost like a Catwoman Batman dynamic, where Ash was like, "Oh no, it looks like I lost my powers. I guess I guess you can arrest me." And then as soon as he arrests him, he like breaks out of jail.
Uh-huh.
But it was really interesting because it honestly really worked. And then there was Power Girl, the Power Girl book that felt very, very mediocre because it had Omen somehow just randomly there, which is kind of wild because I haven't seen Omen in a minute. But like, why is she working with Power Girl?
Huh.
And then Dreamer is one of the CW original characters that got brought into the comics, and that also felt very, very.
She was in the Omega. What was she looking at? She was looking at some big powerful item.
Yeah, I don't even know, man, because her powers are literally she just travels through dreams, like that's her thing.
Yeah.
She was trying to find Dr. Fate. That was like her big thing during that one shot.
Right. Oh, that's what it was. Yes, she picked up Fate's helmet in the Omega, and I was like, "Are they really about to make her the next Dr. Fate?"
Oh God, no! No.
Sure. Hope not.
And then the last one, which was honestly the best story out of this entire book, was Mercy Graves, who is like the assistant to Lex Luthor. She got blasted into like a suit of.
Yeah.
She got blasted into a suit of armor, and her body started absorbing the armor, and so she became like part cyborg.
To make her like the Young Justice
Yeah,
version.
exactly. No, that's exactly the point. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? That's cool. I was like, I'm down with that because that's actually interesting. So yeah, no, I think that's pretty neat. I'm excited to see where it goes, and at least that storyline. Then moving on from that was Dark Fate, which had Doom Patrol. Obviously, great story. We got to see the new team, the new leader, and then we also had. Trying to see what else. I'm trying to remember, and because there were so many unnecessary stories, I have to remember and look at the summary to remember what happened.
But Dark Fate, I might check out.
Yeah, there was a new character that can apparently channel the Still Force. It was okay. It was a brand new character, so I didn't have much invested in that.
Are they going to be part of Doom Patrol? Is it one of the new Doom
No.
Patrol?
It's a completely separate character called Xanth.
Okay.
And then there was also, Circuit Breaker. Xanth is this Asian character that had a whole mythology thing. It was kind of it just went and left. And then the last one was Huntress, where they fucking killed Onomatopoeia.
Oh, that's where he died? Okay. In Dark
Motherfuckers,
Fate,
I'm going after you. I'm going after you now. You killed one of my favorite fucking villains. How dare you kill him off?
This is in Dark Fate as well?
Yeah, this is in Dark Fate. It's the last chapter. Is Huntress working with fighting against Onomatopoeia and Killer Moth, who has gotten mind control powers.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was very sad about that.
Yeah.
As you can obviously tell.
It's okay. They'll bring him back to life in the Revenge of the Gods limited.
Yes. Because as he should be, he's a god.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up was Legends Reborn, which basically dealt with Nightwing and the new hero City Boy, who can talk to cities. There was also another. Raven was having 3 siblings now, boys, but 2 of them died, and then Trigon grabbed the third. And it was her dealing with that. That the fact that she's no
Raven had
longer the
kids?
only kid of Trigon.
Raven had kids?
No, not Raven. Trigon did.
Oh, Trigon's kids. Okay.
Trigon had 3 sons.
Damn. Who getting with Trigon?
Bro, what can we say? The man has W riz.
Shut the fuck up.
Bro, those 4 eyes, man. You stare into them long enough.
What are you looking at? 4 eyes.
And then the other one, which was also a big thing, was Renee Montoya finally got confirmed to be the Question again, which is kind of wild because I've been reading the Gotham Police Blue Wall, and this is like the first book that she was like turned back into the Question, which is kind of wild.
Nice.
And then the final story in this one shot was Firestorm. Every time he merges with someone now, he actually takes their life force. So now it's like how well can Firestorm work when every time they transform they have to basically sacrifice a person? So it's kind of fucked up.
When was the last time we saw Firestorm? Anyway?
Doomsday Clock for me.
Wow.
When he nuked an entire city.
Yes, I don't think he's been around. That's crazy. All right.
It was a pretty big plot point for him that he like killed multiple people.
Yeah.
And then after that was Nick's Evolution, which I personally think is the best one shot in the book. This thing, because we learn a lot of interesting stuff. Flatline, who is Robin's girlfriend, has a little adventure going into Talia al Ghul's HQ and then getting the ashes of Ra's al Ghul. Red Canary gets more time with Sideways, working in the city. So, I mean, I love Sideways, and
That's cool.
I don't really care much for Red Canary, but her costume's cool.
Okay.
It's like it for
I've
me.
seen Red Canary.
And then Deadeye apparently has a... Wait, is it Deadeye? Yeah. So Deadeye is this new character that is apparently the nephew of Amanda Waller.
Okay.
Which is kind of wild, and he's trying to kill her. Like, he's going after her. So that's also very interesting and unique.
Yeah.
And then there's apparently the debut of Vigil, who is a character I don't remember, so I'm guessing that's how much it tells you about that character. Yeah, so it was pretty good though. I liked it, and I like how it's kind of setting up that Amanda does not have a good family relationship.
Yeah, no.
I wonder why.
There, yeah.
And then the final one shot was we once were gods, and someone pointed out that you could rearrange those 4 words and they still mean the same thing no matter what. Gods we once were, were we once gods, like it's just the same thing no matter what.
That's funny.
So this was about like Shazam and Martian Manhunter. Ironically enough, Martian Manhunter had a cool like little story. Wasn't too crazy, but it was interesting. Kind of connected to Doomsday a little bit, which was kind of weird. And then monsters from the trench, Aquaman. You know, like the trench from Aquaman. They now can breathe air, so now they're coming out of the ocean for the first time ever, and they look like they're acting like normal people, which is kind of weird and scary for everyone because they're like, these aren't mindless monsters anymore.
Yeah.
And then we had Shazam family, Billy absorbing the Rock of Eternity into his chest. And then the little tease of Hera and Shazam the Wizard being angry. So.
Okay.
And apparently they're going to be calling him the Captain now instead of Shazam.
Oh.
Yeah, which I think is kind of a reference to his Flashpoint name, which was Captain Thunder.
Okay.
I honestly kind of like that, to be honest.
It's interesting. He'll have gone through a lot of name changes.
Yeah, he went from Captain Marvel to Shazam to the Captain.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I'm actually really... I think some of these one shots were good. I think some of them had interesting stories, but I feel like a lot of them were just wasting time and kind of turning wheels.
There's another. I can't think of what recent Marvel event like this style of event reminds me of, but like the thing where it's just one big change and then they just kind of have a bunch of mini stories just showing the effects that change would have on different characters. Like it's just like one thing just changes and then everyone has their experiences with that.
Yeah, and they just
Like,
drag it out to show everyone.
Because they can make as many stories of that as they want. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to end at any given point. Like they could just keep going and do it with different characters.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the Lazarus Planet is just that it was chaotic. So like different results would happen to different people. So it sort of just allowed them to kind of just have like an open sandbox to just play with characters. You know.
Yeah, it felt like they didn't even use it to its full potential, though. And that's really the thing. Like, the closest I feel like they got to its full potential is when Robin got, like, heat vision. And I was like,
that was cool.
That was cool.
I think what made more logical sense to me was like when was it King Fireball? What the
King Fireball, yeah.
King Fireball? I always get the name, like the order of the words mixed around.
Yeah.
Like started controlling the Justice League, like that kind of thing. That was cool. Like using the Lazarus storm that way. But
yeah, that
like,
was kind of wild.
I expected a lot more like resurrecting of dead characters. Like I thought that was the point of this event, was like it's a Lazarus planet. Like they're just gonna bring everyone back to life.
Yeah, like zombies-esque. Like it's almost gonna be like an apocalypse of the world.
I was really surprised they didn't go that route.
And it only lasted like what, like a day, this event.
Right, right, basically.
But it took like how many months for us to get through? Like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. But I really did expect just a mass resurrection kind of thing where they would bring back all these old characters that people, wanted alive. But I don't know. Very odd. You're not missing a lot if you don't read this event. I think that's kind of how we have to rate the events when we do this series, is kind of be like, did you miss out? Should you have read this?
Yeah, and also the turn. This is also going to be our rating system: best event or worst event. No in between. Just best or worst.
Best or worst?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I give this worst event.
Worst event.
I'm stealing that from the Weekly Planet, from the podcast I listen to.
Oh, okay,
they do that for films. They're like, best film or worst film.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're like, I think best film ever.
Best film ever, yeah. But yeah, pretty much a waste of time. Like, you're not missing much if you don't read this.
Yeah, you're really not at all. So, hope you guys enjoyed our discussion on Lazarus Planet. Hopefully you guys can tune in next time for another discussion when we get to the Avengers Assemble event. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. See ya.